the remarkable story of Sir Seretse Khama and the consequential impact he had on his country. Distinct from the many unstable and corrupt administrations of post-independence Africa, Sir Seretse Khama forged a state that prioritized democracy, rule of law, and market-oriented policies. As a result, Botswana went from being the third poorest country in the world to an upper-middle income country today. It is considered one of the most developed, safest, and least corrupt countries in Africa, as well as boasting some of the highest life expectancies and literacy rates on the continent. Born in 1921, Seretse was a descendant of a royal dynasty and became king at age 4. He studied law in London and fell in love with a woman while there. Their marriage was marred by controversy as it was an interracial marriage, which was deemed unacceptable by both tribal leaders and the racially segregated and neighboring Union of South Africa. Seretse was eventually able to reaffirm his legitimacy domestically. However, South Africa proved more difficult. In addition to banning the couple from entering, South Africa applied pressure on the British government to prevent the interracial couple from ruling adjacently by using its leverage of gold and uranium, which the British needed following the Second World War. As a result, the British government caved to South African demands and exiled Khama, preventing him from ruling. This proved controversial, and many years later they were allowed to return on the condition that he renounce his chieftainship.
After 6 years of exile, this is his Croydon home. Seretse Khama, his wife Ruth, and their 2 children will soon be on their way to Bechuanaland. He's renounced all claims to the chieftainship of the Bamangwato and returns as a private citizen.
Seretse complied and returned and eventually founded the Bechuanaland Democratic Party. Sir Seretse Khama assumed control over Botswana, a predominantly desert and semi-arid landlocked country roughly the size of France. Unlike most sub-Saharan African countries, Botswana is ethnically homogeneous, with nearly 80% of its population being ethnic Tswana. At independence, it had a meager 22 university graduates and 100 high school graduates, with only 12 kilometers of paved road. There was also no capital from which to rule, as the Bechuanaland territory had been administered from South Africa. Khama began by promoting an export-based economy around diamonds, beef, and copper. And unlike its African counterparts, Botswana was not subject to the resource curse due to his strong measures against corruption. He did not scramble to replace European bureaucrats, but waited until qualified Botswana could replace them. Khama implemented low taxes and created a stable environment for foreign companies to invest into. As a result, Botswana had the fastest growing economy in the world from 1960 to 1980. Botswana's enormous economic growth allowed for it to expand water and electricity access to many of its citizens. Gaborone was chosen as the capital for its proximity to a fresh water source and its accessibility near a railway to Pretoria. Khama established universal healthcare and education while spending little on defense. Sir Seretse Khama can be considered the most effective leader of Africa, having dramatically transformed Botswana from an impoverished hinterland in the Kalahari Desert to facilitating its rise to become a developed country by establishing a model administration that enabled foreign investment. The relative success of the country today can be attributed to his policymaking. His constructive rule came to an end in 1980 when he passed away from cancer. His funeral was attended by 40,000 people.